Have you ever noticed how some houses seem wrong on Halloween night? Maybe it's the way the porch light flickers just a bit too erratically, or how the candy bowl sits abandoned with no owner in sight. After what happened to me last Halloween, I learned that sometimes those unsettling feelings are trying to warn us of something far more sinister. I remember checking my phone, 7:13 p.m. The sun had just set, painting the sky in deep purples and oranges. My little sister Emma was bouncing with excitement in her fairy princess costume, while I, at 14, had agreed to take her trick-or-treating one last time. Mum always said I was too responsible for my age. "Just one more house," Emma pleaded, pointing to the Victorian mansion at the end of Cedar Street. In all my years living in this neighbourhood, I'd never noticed it before. The house stood 3 stories tall, its weather-worn siding painted a faded grey that seemed to absorb the twilight. Dead vines crawled up its walls like gnarled fingers. Something felt off about the place. The porch light pulsed with an unnatural green glow, and the Halloween decorations looked too realistic, especially those spider webs that seemed to ripple without any wind. But Emma was already halfway up the crumbling concrete path before I could stop her. The porch boards creaked under our feet as we approached the front door. A massive bronze bowl overflowed with full-sized candy bars, the holy grail of Halloween treats. No wonder Emma was drawn here. But where was the homeowner? "We should go," I whispered. But Emma was already reaching for a Snickers bar. The moment her fingers touched the candy, the porch light went dead. A sound like rushing wind filled our ears, but nothing moved. The door, which I could have sworn was closed, now stood slightly ajar. "Welcome, children." The voice came from everywhere and nowhere at once. It was neither male nor female, young nor old. Emma grabbed my hand, her palm clammy with fear. From the darkness beyond the door emerged a figure that seemed to be made of shifting shadows. Where its face should have been, there was only a void darker than the night itself. "Won't you come inside? We're just starting the real Halloween festivities." I tried to pull Emma back, but our feet wouldn't move. The shadows began seeping out from under the door, wrapping around our ankles like ice-cold tendrils. The thing in the doorway stretched out what might have been an arm, revealing countless smaller shadows writhing beneath its surface. "You see," it continued, its voice now containing echoes of screaming children, "I only appear on Halloween night, when the veil is thinnest, and I'm ever so hungry for young souls who still believe in magic." Emma's grip on my hand tightened. In that moment, I remembered the small silver cross necklace Mom had insisted I wear. "For good luck," she'd said. With my free hand, I ripped it from my neck and thrust it toward the shadow creature. The effect was instantaneous. A shriek that shattered every window in the house erupted from the entity. The shadow tendrils recoiled as if burned, and suddenly we could move again. I scooped Emma up and ran faster than I ever had in my life. When we finally stopped, gasping for air 3 blocks away, I looked back. The Victorian house was gone. In its place was an empty lot, overgrown with weeds and surrounded by a rusted iron fence. The next day, I researched the property's history. In 1947, 13 children had gone missing on Halloween night. They were last seen trick-or-treating at a Victorian house that witnesses claimed vanished the next day. But what truly chilled me to my core was finding a century-old photograph of the property. There, standing in front of the house, was a girl wearing my exact silver cross necklace. Sometimes late at night, I swear I can still hear that voice carried on the wind, waiting for next Halloween when the veil thins once again. And sometimes, in my darkest dreams, I wonder, what if we hadn't escaped? What if we're still there, trapped in that house between worlds, and this reality is just another trick being played by that thing in the shadows? So next time you're out trick-or-treating and you spot a house that feels wrong, trust your instincts. Not all Halloween treats are what they seem, and some doors, once opened, can never be closed again. If this story sent chills down your spine, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Unholy Tales family. Ring that notification bell to never miss our weekly dose of horror, and leave a comment below sharing your own unexplainable Halloween encounters. Remember, sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that could be true.